Hi, welcome guys. I'm so excited about this project. So what we are going to do is ever wondered how some people are able to make some dashboards and you look at it and you're like, how did you even make this dashboard? So we are going to make use of this data. So basically, this data is a raw data. It literally doesn't make sense because it's a whole lot of um things put together at the same time, but we are going to try to make sense out of it. So we have a pizza company, and then we have the the owner of the company is my client, and she came that she wants to understand what's going on, the areas they can improve on, and all that. So I asked for the data and I was given this data as so I was given the pizza, the quantities that were ordered. We have the pizza name. Yeah, we have the pizza name here. We have the pizza ingredients, the pizza category, the large, medium, small. We have the dates that they were ordered, just to give us a sense of what days recorded the highest orders and what kind of pizza were even ordered in what particular day. So just to get a whole sense of how to learn from our data and then make informed decisions. This is just to give you an overview of what we are going to do. I'm going to take you through a step-by-step process of how I solved this problem for my clients. Just to give you a brief overview of what I have done so far. So I was given these dates, like I said, and the time, the unit price was given, the total price. The total price was a measure. When I talk about measure, I actually did the calculation myself by multiplying this by the quantity. So yeah. So yeah. Just to give us the total sales of the pro um the total sales for each pizza. And I also use the DAX to calculate the revenue. So if you come to the data side, you will see anytime you see something like a calculator here, it's telling you that it was manually calculated in Power BI. Um, so we have the average order value. For the average order value, I calculated the total revenue. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, just to give you an understanding. So I have calculated the total price, which is this unit price and this quantity. So for this price, for this particular pizza, the price was 15 pound 25, and the customer ordered two, so the total price or the total sales, I think I should make it total sales. So the total sales was 30 pound and 55. So in order to find the total revenue, we need to all calculate all the sales. And that is why I did a sum of the pizza sales, the total price here. That gives us the total revenue. So to find the average order value, no. So with the total revenue, we can now find the average revenue. So average pizza average order value, yeah. So with average order value, we divide the total revenue, that is the sum of this, by the total number of orders, and then we are able to get our average order value. That is the value of each order on average. But someone may ask, how did we find the total orders? Yeah, so we have our order IDs here, which are the unique values the of each of the orders that the company received. So to find it, you can do that in Excel using the sum, the count. We also do the same thing in Power BI using the DAX. So it's all about um, using the new measure, and then we find the count. So we brought a distinct count to make sure that it counts each order ID as a unique order ID. Because if you just use a count, it's going to count it like, for instance, we have 21,281 here, 21,251. So if you use the sum, it's going to sum these up. And if you use the count, you need to use a distinct count to make sure that you receive it each order ID is counted once. So we all counted all that and then we got the order ID. So let me not just bore you with that. It will be clearer if we explain that. So at the end of the day, this is what I was able to come up with. Um, so let me see. Bear with me. Yeah, I have some files I'm working on that I still want to view them. So yeah, so at the end of the day, this is what we have. So the average pizzas per order. So for each we look at the total number of orders we had. So out of these total orders, on average, that is if we divide these total orders by the total quantity ordered, on average there was an order of about two units, and so two pizzas and 32. So roughly it's about two pizzas per order. um the average order value. So out of this, the value we get, that is the money we get from these each order, is about 38 pounds and 31 pence. And then we can find our total revenue here. So I brought these ones up here because they are the major KPIs to understand, the data should be able to tell the story. So anytime that anyone sees it, he knows that, okay, yes, this is the value for the KPIs for the company. I'm still working on this project. I just decided to bring it out here because someone sent me a text that Power BI is very difficult to learn. And I just wanted you to know that Power BI is just an extension of Excel. If you've worked in Excel before, this shouldn't be too much of a problem to understand because it's just like an Excel, automated Excel. So if you're able to work in Excel, this should be easier for you because everything is more or less automated. You don't need to do the things manually yourself. So to with the charts, I decided to do the daily trends to understand. So for Sundays, how many orders do we have for in total for Sundays? So that the whole idea was to know which days had the highest orders. So we know that on Friday there were a lot of orders. So in my analysis or in the reports, I would be able to now understand why, what kind of people come there. That is another project on its own. What kind of people come there and why do they come there on Fridays? It could be attributed to the fact that, people work 9 to 5, and then on Fridays they feel like, yeah, the weekend is here, they need to come get some order, pizzas. So you can see on Saturdays it's still high, but it goes down a little. And then it drops on Sundays because people will be going to work and now they're thinking about staying at home, having some rest and all that. So in our next project, we look at out of these, how many were deliveries and how many were takeaways. I mean, takeaways and eating. Yeah. And on Mondays, it rose a little because people ordered when they're at work. It rose on Tuesdays because people can't cook. Uh, Wednesdays and all that. So there's a day for now. The company is only interested in the numbers behind it, but when we dive deep into it, that's where the business analysis come in. And then I also gave the monthly trend for the total orders. So I wanted to understand on a monthly basis within the year, how has the demand been? For every season, let's say in Christmas, were people buying a lot of pizza? No, because they were at home enjoying family time and all that. So this should tell the manager that in December, they can reduce the number of staff, they can reduce the stock they have, and then it's going to rise in January, so they should prepare for that. It falls slightly in February, March, then April. That is when the students vacation, and then it rises again. Then I came back to the total pizzas sold by category. So we want to know for the pizzas, we have the chicken, we have the veggies, we have the supreme, we have the classic. So which ones were highly in demand? So where the classic had the highest demand, that is where our ingredients come into play. So it makes us understand which ones people want a lot. So if we click on classic, for instance, we can click on classic just to understand on a daily basis how is it demanded. So if you look at the classic Friday, so yeah, so if we click on this, it should tell you on Friday we had the highest sales or the highest orders, but we may be interested to find out. So on Friday, out of the 3,538 orders, how many were classic? So we can see that out of the 3,538, 1,823 were classic. So it gives us the daily breakdown here by clicking on this one. And we can also get the percentage of sales by category here. So the classic was about 26%, 26.91% of the total sales that we made in the entire period. We can also find the percentage for the dailies and all that. But with this, it just gives us a good understanding of what it will be, because if we have the 1,823 as the classic for the day and then the total, that should be easy for us to get a percentages. That is why I didn't bother to do that, because the essence of making use of this screen is to make sure that it tells a story. And yeah, so I here, this is what I said I'm still working on. The orders are highest on the weekends, which is Friday and Saturday evenings. And then for the monthly, there are maximum orders from month of July and January. So if you check here, the orders are very high in July. The orders are very high in November, but it drops in December, and they are lowest in December, and in September it's slightly lower. It continues, remains flat until October, and then it rises in November. So these are very good trends, very good for the manager to make decisions about the staffing levels, when to grant leaves, and how many people to be going on leave. They can, restrict leave in some periods and all that. Yeah. So this is what I'm working on this weekend. Um, I will be done, and I'll share the data with everyone very soon. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Peace.